Hello everyone, Maria and
Gina.
And we are here again on a Wednesday afternoon with Reflect and Reset with Maria and Gina. One of our favorite shows. Hopefully it is yours too.
Everybody's favorite show.
But the mission, obviously, as we say every Wednesday, it is to bring you information that is valuable to you, your family, and your loved ones. So please share the information that we're going to give you. We have an amazing guest, and as usual, my partner in crime is going to do the introduction.
Let's be talk for a couple of seconds. Okay. So this is Jose Gonzalez, and the beautiful thing about this Facebook Live is that summer is coming.
Yes.
And everybody, you know, you got to shed the coats, and you have to shed the heavy clothes, and you start to get a little bit more raw. So you can't hide those winter pounds. So we're going to talk a little bit. Well, he's a chef. We're going to talk about your background.
Sure.
Then we're going to talk about the keto diet.
That's right.
So, and then if it's a lifestyle or not, and you know, because there's so many fad diets out there. But why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself first?
Sure. So thank you for having me, ladies. So happy to be here. I'm a chef. My parents are Dominican. I was born and raised in Washington Heights, and so
Mi primo.
Another one.
And you know, I grew up in the kitchen with my mom, pretty much loving food. I went to culinary school just so I can cook for my friends and family, and so eventually I found my way into the professional kitchen. So I've been a chef for over 20 years, and I've struggled my whole life, like many people, with controlling my weight. You know, with both the appearance and just physical limitations, you know, for work specifically. And I just got to a point, you know, everything on a personal level, I just really had to make a change. And that's when I found the ketogenic diet. I started doing a lot of research on it, and now it's the way I live. I changed my business model to now be a keto chef. So I provide meal plans for people. I cook for people. I do keto catering, and that's what I'm doing.
So why don't you explain what keto is?
Yeah, so keto is a high-fat, moderate protein, low-carb diet. Not all fats are created equal. So
I can't have a bowl of ice cream.
No, you can't have a bowl of ice cream. Well, you can have. There is keto ice cream.
There is
because
keto ice cream.
heavy cream is keto.
Oh, okay.
And there's appropriate sugar substitutes. So
okay.
we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
So you could go to the supermarket and actually.
No, you can't go to the supermarket.
You make it.
You can make it.
Oh,
I can make it.
I
You
see.
can make it. We can make it. There's tons of recipes out there as well. But yeah, ice cream is one of those things that you don't have to give up.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, it's a high-fat diet. So the way that it works is that you reduce the carb intake. Carbs basically convert into glucose in your body. So carbs are sugar. Rice, beans, bread, pasta, potatoes, you know, it's all sugar. And when you have high amounts of sugar, it spikes your insulin, which stores fat. The way keto works is that you deplete the carbs from your body, and now you start using fat as a source of energy.
Got it.
And that is amazing because it has a lot of health benefits. A, weight loss. I personally have lost over 80 pounds twice on the ketogenic diet.
But why are you saying twice? Did you stop it and go?
Well, I did it at first, and I didn't really know I was doing keto. Then I realized I was doing keto. I kind of tripped into it. I lost a lot of weight, then life got difficult again, you know, and I realized that, you know, people focus a lot on what they eat, which is important, but you also have to focus on what you feed your mind. So I had to get both those diets right.
Mindfulness.
Yeah.
Going back to mindfulness.
Yeah, I had to get both those diets right. So now that I got my mind diet right, in conjunction with my food diet, now I'm thriving.
You look amazing.
Yeah, 80 pounds. He showed me the picture before. Unbelievable.
You'll be able to see it if you want, because we're going to put the link to his webpage, which I saw the pictures.
Yeah,
so
yeah. And that was last summer. That was 10 months ago. That picture.
10 months ago.
It took me like just a few months to lose over 50 pounds.
So this isn't a fad diet. Like
It's
you
not-
go,
it's
let's
not
do the
a fad.
10-day grapefruit only diet. You know,
So
this isn't
actually, doctors have been prescribing keto for 100 years to treat everything from acne to Alzheimer's to heart disease, diabetes, dementia. Pretty much by reducing carbs in your body, you're reducing inflammation at a cellular level around all of your vital glands, which is what leads to chronic disease. So it's been around a long time. Plus,
we need you to raise your voice.
Plus, you know, keto, human beings have been on Earth for over 200,000 years, and we've only been eating grains for about 10,000 years. So this is really the way that we've been eating, you know, historically for
meat and vegetables.
Absolutely, meat and vegetables. And like the ancient Greeks and Romans, how they had those Greek bodies that we all
Oh,
idolize.
yeah.
That's they were pretty much on the keto diet.
They were beautiful.
Lots of olive oil, lots of olives,
Yes.
right? Lots of fish, animals that they grew, and lots and lots of vegetables. So it is absolutely sustainable, long term.
So tell us breakfast. So if
Yeah.
I'm going to be, what are the choices for breakfast? Let's talk about a
Yeah,
few
sure.
choices
All right,
out there.
So I'll preface by saying that what you want to do on keto is you want to focus on first the things you want to eliminate. You want to eliminate grains, right? So you want to eliminate bread, pasta, potatoes, rice, beans, sugar, and added chemicals.
Plantains.
Yes,
Beans?
plantain. Yes.
Beans have a lot of sugar?
Yes, beans are a carb.
Oh,
They're
wow.
legume, and so
I thought beans were a protein.
they contain protein,
Okay.
and but they are carb.
Okay.
So same, milk. Milk is lactose.
Yeah.
It has protein, but it also is sugar.
Yeah, right.
So for breakfast, for example, I don't eat breakfast now. Most people on keto eat about 2 times a day. But when I began, I would eat like a bowl of spinach with a few fried eggs, some bacon, some hard cheese, like some cheddar cheese, and I would drizzle that with like lemon juice and avocado oil.
Avocado.
Or
I
or
love
avocado. I
avocado.
always have
Avocado.
avocado. That's how I tripped into keto. I just started eating whatever meat I wanted and avocado salad. And
Yeah.
within months, people thought I was doing something illegal to lose weight.
Wow.
It was dramatic.
Wow.
So we had talked about before we went on air that I had to go gluten free,
Right.
but I still eat the potato and the rice. Not a lot, I
Sure.
noticed that my diet is very, very very focused on not eating any of the wheat, and you feel better. So
Absolutely.
So with the keto, is it the same type of thing? Because you're thinking you're taking all this fat, the bacon, but you feel better.
Yeah, we've been taught that you don't want to consume fat because then you're going to be fat. But the truth is that by eating a high carb diet, that's where you're activating insulin in your body and you're retaining fat. So it seems counterintuitive, but in fact, by eating fat, you wind up burning fat all the time.
Well, what happens if you have high cholesterol?
So, like I might have mentioned earlier, not all fats are cholesterol. You
Okay.
definitely want to consult with your doctor because on a case-by-case study, you always want to consult with your doctor. And there's plenty of doctors out there that use keto exclusively to treat children with obesity, to treat all types of diseases. So, if your doctor's not versed, you can definitely ask them. The American Diabetes Association just added low carb to their medical standards and guidelines for 2019. So if your doctor doesn't know about that, you can take the pleasure to let them know that it's just been added as low carb as an approved form of reversing diabetes and chronic illnesses like that.
Listen,
So then what do you eat for lunch? Like, give us
through a day.
Yeah, so I eat meats, proteins, and a lot of vegetables. So I would eat anything from steak to salmon, lots of white fish, eggs, and then vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, mushrooms, tomatoes, a lot of green leafy vegetables like kale, collard greens, salads, and always you want to get healthy fats, avocados, nuts. I use heavy cream and butter. Pork is okay. I eat lots of bacon.
And you can fry. You could
can
actually fry your food,
Yes.
which
So
is
the approved fats that I would recommend for a keto diet. Because like I said, most fats are processed, and so they have unhealthy ratios of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids, and that's what causes inflammation, diabetes, and things like that. So I use only extra virgin olive oil, extra virgin coconut oil, butter, preferably grass-fed, but everyone can't always afford organic or grass-fed butter. Avocado, avocado oil, and then bacon fat when I'm cooking, or pork lard is absolutely healthy. There's beef suet, which is like a pork lard as well. Ghee, which is a clarified butter. So if you're lactose intolerant, the lactose is removed, the solid proteins have been removed, and it has a high smoking point, so you can fry in ghee as well. So those are the fats that I would use. And then any natural animal or vegetable fat that you get from food, like salmon, like eggs, like avocado, and nuts.
And I know that he was my guest this Monday on Reflexiones con Maria, which is the show that we do in Spanish. And some people were asking, what are the long-term effects from having a diet like keto diet?
The long-term effect is great health, reducing the chance of getting cancer, chronic disease like diabetes. You really want to talk to your doctor about your specific health plan. But I would say, like I might have mentioned earlier, human beings have been on Earth for over 200,000 years, and we've only been eating grains for about 10,000 years, and we've only been eating processed, refined grains for maybe 50 years. So for all of the existence of the human race, we pretty much eaten a ketogenic diet. Additionally, people are concerned about the high fat content. Breast milk is 73% saturated fat. So the first diet that human beings are on, if they're not having formula, is a ketogenic diet. So there's really nothing more natural or sustainable than a keto diet.
But could I ask a question though?
Yeah.
What happens if somebody goes on the keto diet, and I'll use my brother, if he ever watched this, as an example. My brother Lou, and I think he went on it. Didn't they say he was doing the keto diet? But I know he cheats. So if you're taking that much fat intake and then you cheat with pasta or something, doesn't that snowball?
It depends how you cheat. There's a few kinds of keto. The most commonly known keto, which is what I do, is strict keto. And that's when you're pretty much getting mostly fat, very low carbs, pretty much all the time.
Right.
Some bodybuilders do a high protein keto where they get more protein to help them build muscles. And then there's another kind of keto that's called cyclical keto, where some people carb load on 1 or 2 days, or perhaps on days that they're going to lift weights or do hard resistance exercise.
Well, he doesn't lift weights.
Correct. But
You got to train him.
You got to train him.
Let's give him some credit.
He's on the move. He's on the move. So, but the thing is that there's a stage when you get into ketosis that you've been in for a while that's called being fat adapted. So now your body is used to running off fat. So me, for example, I'm often in social settings and I partake in, sweets or dessert or whatever. In fact, in January, because carbs are sugar and I struggle with a sugar addiction because it's everywhere, in January, I was constantly snacking on little sweets. I didn't lose any results,
You didn't lose any weight.
No, I didn't like.
Didn't gain it.
I would wake up every day thinking, oh man, I'm gonna be, the guy in the before picture tomorrow, and it didn't happen. But I quickly would reset myself and get back to it and feel bad
Reflect
about
and
it.
reset.
Yes.
Right. So it is possible, and I tell people keto is a lifestyle. It's not a life sentence. A lot of people focus on what you can't have. I focus on all the things that I can have.
Yeah.
There's so many choices.
There's so many choices, and you feel so amazing.
I'm bringing it back to you. I mean, look at you now. Everything. She has tons of choices.
Gluten free,
Gluten-free.
and I was like, when the doctor said to me, that's it, we gotta clean your gut, and he goes, no more gluten, and I didn't think I would be able to do it, but I had a mission to do it. It's easy. I have not cheated once.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I feel great.
She's concentrating on all the choices that she could have, not on the choices that don't exist anymore because of it's the
I
same
don't touch
thing.
that bread when it comes to the table. I don't even look at it. It doesn't even faze me anymore.
That's amazing.
It's a wonderful feeling.
Absolutely, because if you eat the bread, you're not gonna feel good.
What about
So
alcohol?
let me-
Keto.
That's a great question. So
Yeah,
there are
we have
some.
to ask that
Yes,
question.
we have to, and we can cover this.
That's
next
a
month,
great
yes.
question.
So,
Come on.
beer is a big no-no, right? Beer is all carbs.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a big problem with certain people of certain cultures. Is a big part of
Yeah, like
certain,
Dominicans.
certain festivities. But beer is all carbs. So and if you have low carb calorie beer, there's no booze in there. What's the point, right?
Tonic.
So wine is okay. Wine has about 5 grams of carbs per glass, and you want to restrict on a keto diet. You want to restrict your total grams of carbs per day to about 20 to 30 grams. So a full bottle of wine has about 25 grams a bottle. Like you
And
can have
a
no
lot of
carbs all
calories.
day
Okay.
down the bottle and not feel guilty. Okay, I said that. All right.
Okay.
And then clear liquors like vodka, tequila, mezcal
They're good.
are good. You want to be careful of anything that's like
I like the
flavored.
tequila. You like the vodka.
Anything that's flavored that might have some type of added sweetener or like a dark spirit, that might have like molasses, or you want to look at those things. But clear spirits are generally good. Have them with club soda. Like I drink tequila, mezcal, with club soda and lime.
Me too.
And
So
I don't
that's
miss
my new
it.
drink.
And
I love
I
it.
was a margarita junkie.
Yeah, me
like
too.
I bleed.
Oh my God!
I do tequila, lime, and sugar.
But the mix that they use is all sugar.
Correct. And even if they do it natural, even if they do it fresh, they're still using sugar. Even if they do it fresh.
Fresh lime.
So you think that you're gonna miss it, but you don't. The palate can be reprogrammed. You know, the brain has plasticity. Like you can decide. You can do whatever you want. You know.
So I have a question that I'm sure some people are thinking. Carbohydrates. When you don't have enough, you get a little edgy. So does that?
A little tired, a little sluggish.
Yeah, like people complain that they get a little edgy.
And that's absolutely true. So carbs, which are glucose, which are sugar, have the magic power of making you hungry all the time. That's why you can go to a buffet and stuff yourself, bust the seam of your pants, and an hour later you're hungry again. So that's one of the problems. And so, usually health professionals oftentimes will recommend to people to eat less. But how sustainable is that? Like, how sustainable is it to just eat less when you're eating carbs and you're just hungry all the time? You're ravenous. So one of the great benefits about keto is that fat is extremely sustaining. So you have a limited appetite. That's why I mentioned earlier, I only eat 2 times a day. Most people on keto, they'll start off with breakfast, and within time they're having maybe unsweetened coffee, unsweetened tea, water in the morning, and not having traditional American breakfast because you're just not hungry. It's like if you get a whole pack of bacon and you start eating bacon, I guarantee you, I would pay anyone that can finish a pack of bacon, that can finish a pound of bacon, because all of that fat activates the leptin in your brain, which says I'm full. When you have insulin activated from eating carbs or sugar directly, it suppresses the leptin in your brain, so you're able to eat a lot of rice and beans.
But even if you're, I would think that carbs are bloating, so you're gonna feel like you're busting out of your pants.
You feel like that in the moment, but then an hour later, you're hungry again.
Right, okay.
And sugar has that same effect.
Yeah, because it's one and the same. Carbs and sugar is synonymous.
And it makes sense. You were talking about how in the at the beginning of time, people used to hunt, right, and eat meat and vegetables, and they would go hunting for a long time, right, and they couldn't eat frequently like the way we do now.
Exactly.
So
they would expend a lot of energy, and then so they would have a feast because you don't know when you're going to eat again. But they would expend so much energy to get food. But now you walk, you drive through a drive-through, you push a button, your window goes down, and you talk, and within minutes you have 2,000 calories in your lap. So it's a different.
It sounds like because you don't eat breakfast that you're actually fasting as well, doing intermittent fasting.
Yeah, and I mean in America we call breakfast morning time, but really breakfast just means you're breaking the fast. You've been sleeping, you haven't been eating, so your body's been in a fast, and now you're breaking that. So
that's right.
Yeah,
break fast.
Exactly.
Break fast.
So you could have breakfast at noon, you could have breakfast at 6 p.m.
I do that.
Whatever the first meal is breakfast. In America, we've been taught to eat what I call the stupid American diet, where you have lots of grains and sugar in the morning, more grains and sugar at lunch, and then the same at night. So in keto, what I tell people for breakfast, they're like, oh, well, what do I eat? If I just eat 2 eggs, I'm not going to be full. Eat 4 eggs. Because by reducing the carbs, you're reducing inflammation. You're not having an insulin reaction. So the body's going to process the nutrients in a different way. And you're going to deplete the carbs from your body, reduce inflammation at a cellular level, have lots of energy, and then transition to using fat. That's the key. You want to get into that state of ketosis. Once you become fat adapted, like I am jumping off the walls all the time. I have so much energy. It gives you great skin, mental focus. I'm just doing things that I didn't do before. I did a challenge last year where I invited 10 people. I'm like, I'm going to give you meal plans, I'm going to coach you for free. And the mother of my 19-year-old daughter joined the challenge. And I was like, uh-oh, what's going to happen here? She joins the challenge. I sent them off the meal plans and the shopping list. And my daughter called me a month later. She's 19 years old now. She's a college freshman. She calls me a month later. And she's like, Dad, I want to do keto. Mom is a different person. She used to come home and be tired and go to sleep. And now she's like organizing, cleaning, and meal prepping. It's like, and Grandpa's so happy. She's lost a bunch of weight, So it's just, it's the who you become is more important than what you become, right?
Yeah.
And so it's really like a transformation.
It'll be interesting because I do this 16-hour fasting, for 3 years, and I don't have breakfast usually, but I wonder what would happen, and I'm going to try this and see. if I combine the 16-hour fasting with keto.
That's amazing. There's a lot of research out there.
And I sort of, since I met you, I actually been sort of eating that way. The other day I had a steak and eggs.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm like, this
I
actually
love steak and eggs.
really tasted good. Yeah. And I'm like, I can do this. And I remember when I had that I felt really full for a while. So I'm going to see, because I can tell you one of the results that I've seen from the 16-hour intermittent fasting is that I'm more toned than before, because I work out, so that really helps, right?
Absolutely.
And what they say is that it's your body starts eating the fat. It gets the energy from your fat. Absolutely. And I also find myself, and this is with the 16-hour fasting, because I don't do keto and I don't really have any diet. I just eat whatever I want twice. But I don't eat, so much food, because I'm not. Do I eat a lot? I guess. Gina's calling me a liar right now in front of Facebook.
The truth of the matter is, she has a beautiful appetite.
Yeah.
And she enjoys her food, and she loves food.
I love that.
I take little bites like this, and I'm full. And she has a
I have a beautiful appetite. See, she puts it so nicely.
She does.
I enjoy
she
food.
Enjoys food.
You need to write my resume for me.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm great.
Coming from the Dominican Republic, I think we are taught to enjoy, the other Latin American countries too, because we are the food tastes so good. And I don't know if it's a family trait, but in our family, we do love food.
I don't think so, because I think that people eat just to satisfy something. You eat because you love it. No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
she
I know
eats
people
like
say
this.
to me,
oh my God, she absorbs everything that she eats, and you taste everything, and you can see her, you really enjoy your food. But people eat, sometimes they don't even realize that what they're eating, and it's gone already, and they don't even feel like they satiated anything because they never even tasted it.
yeah.
It's like a mechanical.
But, so going back to, before this started, she's saying I'm lying on Facebook Live. I think is that I never feel like I'm full.
Right.
That's one thing, but I feel that I eat in control. Obviously, I think I look pretty good for my age.
Of course.
Amazing.
Thank you. But I'm gonna see if I take it to another level and try it out, because I happen to like fatty food. The fact that I could eat like fried chicken, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
Fried chicken.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
you could
you
with
really
the diet.
But you can't.
Well,
you can't
with
because
the right
preparation.
With the right vegetable.
So because
I have a fried chicken for you that will make you give up every fried chicken.
Is it gluten free?
Woo! Yes.
And it's gluten free.
I use weight isolated protein powder as and it makes it so. I have a video. I have it on YouTube. It's like
we need to have that.
I can hear the crunch right now.
I'll do this with you.
Okay.
Because it's everything you're eating is gluten free.
Absolutely.
And so I'm good either way.
Absolutely. I've been cooking gluten free for clients for a long time. Celiac became a big thing about 10, 15 years ago. I've had clients where I've catered Thanksgiving dinners where the client was like, my grandchild is celiac. I don't want him to feel, awkward at the table as though he can't have this, he can't have that. And I've been catering Thanksgivings, gluten free for years. So, and that's what cooking is. Like my mom, she always made us like the same thing, but the way you liked it. You know what I mean? Like you go to a restaurant, like you want to have things kind of personalized.
Can we talk a little bit about your business?
Yeah, sure.
And because I'm interested in hearing too, and maybe this is
something
that
because since Paul went to the restaurant visit, I don't eat anymore.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't cook either. Who has time to cook?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we can hire you.
That's
right.
So tell us
what you do.
Tell us how you do.
I have a meal plan service with me and my daughter, who's my sous chef. We cook all the meals. I serve New York City, the 5 boroughs, and also Westchester. We do meal plans for people. So if someone wants to cook on their own, we make them shopping lists. We teach them how to gut out their pantry. We coach them on how to handle social settings, like how to eat in social settings, how to eat when they're out, in any setting. Because that's the reality of how you live. I can send you a meal plan.
I really like that.
Yeah.
I can send you a meal plan, and then you're like, okay, all right, but Monday I have a meeting, so I'm not gonna do this. You know what I mean? Like it has to be practical to your life. And everyone's life is different. Everyone has different challenges, different schedules. So we work with people on an individual basis to help them customize their life so they're not like meeting all these pitfalls, right?
And you can order food for the whole week?
Exactly. So then I also have a monthly subscription service where you sign up on a monthly basis, and we send you a questionnaire that goes over all your dietary restrictions, preferences, things that you absolutely hate and won't try, and we find out the nitty-gritty of what you like, and then we sign you up for our subscription service, and we start delivering food to your home or office, 2 or 3 times a week. Everything is fresh, never frozen.
I'd like to do that for lunches because
we do lunch only, we do lunch only, dinner only. Like I have some people that, I have a guy that he works in construction, so he needs lunch because wherever he goes, like there's nothing to eat. But then at home, him and the family, they all do the ketogenic diet.
I think that's a great idea for us for lunch.
Yeah.
Because we get so busy, which is not good sometimes, that you don't realize that, oh my God, instead of doing 16 hours, it's 18 hours, 19 hours that I haven't eaten because we're so busy. But if you have a schedule for lunch every day, then that would work.
Yeah, I like it. I'm going to do this with you.
Yeah. Now you would deliver the food for the whole week, and you put it away, or how do you do it?
I deliver for 2 or 3 days, so everything is fresh. You can refrigerate it, and so I prefer that people refrigerate stuff because I'm giving you a lot of fresh vegetables. I want you to freeze them, But if you have to do it, it's gonna be perfectly fine once you defrost it. It's just so I deliver the food all fresh, 2 to 3 days a week, based on your schedule at home and work.
So let me ask you one more question. If you do a schedule for somebody, let's say, okay, I'm gonna cook for myself, right? I don't have to follow exactly what you want me to eat per se. I can have steak every night if I want, or chicken every night. It's not like have turkey here. It's nothing like that.
Yeah, because I'm gonna customize it for what you want to eat. Because if it's not something you're gonna follow, how am I gonna help you, right?
Right.
I definitely want to customize it. Some people can eat the same thing every day and they're completely happy. I kind of live that way.
Yeah.
I never enjoyed cooking for myself, which is one thing that always made losing weight difficult. People are like, oh, but you're a chef. Yeah, but I hate cooking for myself.
Yeah.
So where am I going to get this healthy food? Now I cook for other people, so there's healthy food all the time.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about it. But that is like a byproduct, and it's kind of why I started my company, to create that personal accountability for myself. I talked to Maria about the fact that I had this Dominican candy in my refrigerator I will always struggle with. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a company. I'm going to be about that keto life. I'm going to help other people reach their goal. And since then, I don't struggle with eating that candy because I know if I eat it, I'm not going to have the results. People are going to be like, you do keto, but you don't really look like you do keto, So
yeah. It's such a, we are talking about a choice, and there are many choices. And this is important to know that, we talk about a 16-hour fasting, we talk about the keto diet and other diets that exist. But it's really about a mindset change, right? You have to decide what might work for you, and this might work for you. The 16 hours might work for you in combination with keto. Other things can work, but take action, because if you're not happy with your body, if you're not happy, not even just the way you look, but the way you feel, you gotta take action. Right. This is a necessity. Staying at status quo if you are unhappy is not a choice.
And also what they say is that as you get older, each year you gain a certain amount of weight. It's like the norm. I mean, unless you're really watching and doing, these type of lifestyle changes, you are destined to be heavier when you're older.
Well, you are what you eat.
Yeah.
So if you live a lifestyle a long time of, carb loading, which is the way most cultures are trained to eat, and that's one of the difficulties, that we learn these cultures, these traditions at a very early age from people that we love and trust.
Right.
So then once it starts time to grow up and put your big boy's pants on and be like, oh, you shouldn't eat that, you shouldn't eat that. You're like, oh, but I love it. Of course you love it, And there's a relationship with food, and that's understandable. But I try to help my clients by creating the new associations. Like I was just talking to someone on the phone, and she's like, oh, these Dunkin' Donuts, and I was like, the reason it's so difficult for you to give up Dunkin' Donuts is because you think about it like you're in love. If you think about it like an unhealthy relationship, you think about it like it's giving you love handles.
Right.
Take the feelings out.
Right.
Then you'll be like, you won't be so excited. She's like, oh, you're right. And she calls me back a few minutes later, like, yeah, I had to leave my dad because he was going to Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm like, Dad, I can't go to Dunkin' Donuts with you.
Yeah. You know, obesity is such a serious issue, and I know personally many people that are struggling to lose weight, and they're unhappy, and they're feeling lethargic, they're not sleeping well. I mean, think about it. You know how terrible it is what you're feeling, but to take that action is so hard. It is so hard for people to do. It breaks my heart when I see people that you see them that they're killing themselves. There is no other way to describe it, but you're slowly killing yourself, and they don't seem to be able to stop.
You know, it's when Dr. Botch told me to go gluten-free, I remember the day he said it, and I said to him, oh, please don't tell me I have to go gluten-free. Oh, please don't, because I said, there's no way I'm going to be able to do it. There's no way I'm going to be able to do it. What happens is, like Maria said, it's a mindset.
Absolutely.
If you get the mindset, and when you start feeling as good as you feel, as good as I feel, it's like, and he walked in and he was like, oh my God, you look great. I said, I lost 12 pounds. 12 pounds, and I'm not even trying, but I'm making good choices.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But the first thing you think of is, I can't.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Yeah, you can. You can.
And we're kind of programmed that way, right? We were programmed with limitations our whole life. You're a kid, you want to run around, like, don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah.
Our
Right.
natural inclination is to think that can't be
I
done.
can't.
And so just recently, I was doing that all the time. Somebody's like, well, you just got to do this. Like, oh, I can't do that because, and I just like, you know what? It has to get done. Once you start thinking it has to get done,
Do it.
you know, then it gets done.
Limitations exist in our minds.
Absolutely.
It is, we create the limitations. I mean, we are, you know, I listened to a book that was talking about how little of our lives we actually use, how little of our brain we use, how little of our potential. David Goggins, You Can't Hurt Me.
Navy SEAL.
That guy, the Navy SEAL guy, he's living proof, and he's a little crazy. I don't agree with all the stuff he did at the end. I mean, but he's definitely proven that the limitation exists here, and any of you listening could change. Any of you.
Yes.
So this is a great show. I mean, we can continue to talk, obviously, but
I think we
have
should
to
come back in like 2 months after we've been on the keto diet.
Let's do it.
Okay,
Talk
let's
about-
do it.
Let's
Let's do it. Public
And
challenge.
I
I
think-
love
and I
it.
also think-
I love it. No
I also
pressure.
think that anyone out there on Facebook that wants to learn about this, call us. We can hook you
Yes,
up with
please,
Jose
please, absolutely.
and do the challenge with us. Let's start
Yeah.
a challenge. Let's do a keto challenge.
That's exactly what we should do.
That's what we definitely
I
should
like
do.
that.
I love
Me
that.
too. I like
love
that.
it.
So
I
let's
love the way you
invite
think. Oh,
people that want to do this.
Yes.
You let us know. And the information, this is going to be on our website, so
Yes.
you could always go to our website, Formé.
For MedicalCenter.com.
Center.com.
And then
I should know that.
and also
but
we'll give his name and his telephone number, how you can reach him if you want to do food plans for them,
Yeah,
or you want him to
Yeah.
make your food plans.
I'm here to help people, reach their goals, food related, health related, weight loss related. Any way that I can help someone, I'm more than happy.
And
can
love
you
it.
give them your number? And we're going to put the link to on the website
Yes, I
too.
can reach that 646
Uh.
744 9617.
All right.
Say it again.
At 646 744 9617.
I say he had a senior moment, but he didn't.
He's too young.
He's
We're
too
the
young,
ones
he's a
having
senior.
the senior moments.
Definitely.
We always say that. Anyway, it's the end of our show. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember to like us. Obviously, you're listening to us, so make sure you like us,
Yes.
okay?
Bye guys.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Take care.
Bye.